Age is nothing but a number, but not for executives in advertising and television. They have their eyes set on the coveted 18 to 49 demographic, and they've been targeting this group for many years. The only problem is a new study reveals that the average age of TV viewers for the traditional broadcast networks is, guess what, at the top of or even over that age bracket. At NBC, the average viewer is 49. At ABC, the average viewer is 50. And at CBS, it's 54. So if the viewers are older than the desired demographic that they believe have and spend all the money, are the TV networks out of touch? Well, here to help us score it is Adweek's Barbara Lippert and John Friedman from Market Watch. And he is a senior partner at Media Sales Consultancy, ESA and Company, and he's in South Carolina. Sure, excuse me. Go ahead.
Well,
yes.
I must tell you that I think there's a major misnomer about age in advertising. Everyone's chasing the 18 to the 49-year-old demographic. However, 70% of the nation's wealth is owned by people over 50. So I believe there's a major disconnect in the way the advertisers and their agencies are thinking and what the networks are doing. Nobody has more information about who's watching what than the networks.
But, Barbara, this has been going on.
I agree.
This has been going on for years, though. We know that they have been pitching to, as I said, I think you and I had a discussion.
Wayne, we would both be dead to advertisers. Dead.
Yes,
that's
correct. Well, but why does Madison Avenue continue to insist on pitching to that group?
Well, I think the network sales were set up in the 1950s and really haven't changed. But this goes back to the 1920s when they believed that if you got people when they were kids, that they would stay with your brand forever. They would teach you how to buy things and they would teach your brands. But this is so out of touch with today. I can't think of one brand that even existed when I was a kid that I've been buying lately, in computers and cars and Wii and, iPods, all of this stuff, and we have the money to do it, and we are completely ignored. I'm so tired of teenage boys getting all the attention.
John, let me ask you, because
it assumes that anybody...
Oh, go ahead.
It assumes that anybody over the age of 50, frankly, isn't that bright and doesn't have any money. Which is a complete false assumption.
And wear diapers.
Well, let me ask, because I read somewhere the fellow who was the head of the Sloan School of Business at MIT once gave a lecture about Seinfeld in which he said he took all of the demographics of the viewers, and then he took all of the advertisers. Then he took the disposable income and matched that. There was not one product that was being advertised there that could be afforded by any of those people. So that was the pitch to youth. Why is that continuing to go on?
They're out of touch. That's the question. They're completely out of touch because they, like Barbara said, they're hoping against hope they can get people younger, but they can't. These people don't want to see these kinds of shows. They want better shows, more entertaining shows, and livelier shows. They aren't getting them.
Well, the other thing is, even on the CBS...
It does get down to who's got the money.
In the evening news...
It gets down to who has the money.
But does everyone have restless leg syndrome who watches the news? Everyone needs Metamucil. I mean, they are in the wrong places. These advertisers are in the wrong places.
But, Adam, you said that they're not getting the money into the right places. We know that, but this has been going on continually. They still pitch to 18 to 49. They don't care about any of the others, and the CEOs of these companies apparently don't even look at the commercials.
But the CEOs are listening to the ad agencies. Walk through any Madison Avenue advertising agency. Note the average age.
Well, that tells you, though, that if I'm a CEO of a company and I'm listening to somebody, whether he's 22 or 49, is immaterial. If he's spending my money, shouldn't I care?
You should care, but do you have time to do that? And do 25-year-old and 30-year-old people understand what it's like to be 45, 50, 55? And frankly, a lot of people don't have any money until they're age 40 or older. Well, so we're chasing this shrinking demographic.
We understand that. Go ahead,
Bob. We just saw that the average age of How I Met Your Mother, of the viewer, is 45. Now, that's kind of jokes for teenage boys. So 45-year-olds think they're 18, actually, and 55-year-olds think they're 40. I mean, baby boomers will never grow up. If advertisers just understood that they're total narcissists, they want everything about themselves, they want to think they're young, then everything would improve.
Well, why? The problem is that the shows themselves aren't entertaining for these kids. They still think they're catering to yesterday's Leave It to Beaver kind of crowd. They don't understand what these kids really want to watch on TV.
Well, I'm going to ask you this. Let me make at the risk of making this personal, because I was on a show that was a major hit in the 70s.
Yes, we've heard of
and
it.
continues to go on. Probably odd and noisy. After I'm dead, it'll be there. But
biggest final episode of all time, right?
Yeah. Well, I understand, because I understood the demographics went across a wide margin of people, both young and old. But I did mention the fact of this thing about Seinfeld, where the demographics were, where they were really, the big audience for Seinfeld was like 18 to 35, and there was not one product on that was being advertised that those people could afford.
Well,
now, why do you pitch to that?
Well, the thing
look
that John
at the
said,
advertising that is being put out there, the advertising being put out, look who's advertising to the younger people. Credit card companies. They know they're broke. They know they don't have any cash flow. So walk on a college campus and go watch any kind of younger programming, and it's Capital One, and it's DiTech, and it's Get Out of Debt, Easy Credit Now. They know these kids are broke, and they're smart in marketing to them.
Well, how do you break
right
this?
Demographic.
How does Madison Avenue, how do somebody ring Madison Avenue's bell and say, hey?
Right. Well, there's a big divide now. Well, there's a big divide. The digital stuff is happening for younger people who don't use the TV screen at all. They use a computer screen. And that's filled with people who are 21 and 22 making that advertising. But there isn't enough of it. It's not scaled up so that national advertisers really can go there. They can't reach enough people yet.
It gets back to the shows, too. MASH and Seinfeld were good quality shows for all ages. Everyone loved those shows.
There is never a bigger upfront than this year, which makes no sense if the TV networks are dying.
Well, I want everybody to advertise on this network. So thank you, Barbara. Adam, thank you. John, thank you very much.